And so it was maybe the only or one of the very rare times when I would have a passenger. And we got into a cloud formation over Arkansas, and it wasn't temporary, it was quite a dense formation, and as I kept going, it continued, so I had to go on to instruments. And going on the instruments, somehow or other, you watch the position of your wings and your attitude up or down, and if you make a turn, you make sure it's coordinated, all by watching the instruments, because your feelings can be deceptive. And it was a while before I noticed that everything would seem to be smooth, and it was a while before I noticed that the direction I was going was changing. The compass was going around like this. And then the next thing I noticed, we were going down. So I realized we were in a graveyard spiral. And the way you get out of it is to get your compass course fixed on one direction, and you're in the soup, so you don't know which direction's best, so you just pick a direction. And then you dive a little bit, and then level off. Since you're changing direction, you're banking, and you're not quite sure whether you're nosed up and going to stall or what. So you dive, get a little more airspeed, and then you have better control. Well, just as I dived a bit, I came out of the cloud formation, and it was maybe 200 feet above a forest. So if I hadn't come out then, I would have gone into the trees.
And yet
As it was, I think I was able to skim along between the trees and the lower edge of the cloud formation. Or perhaps I even went back up in the cloud formation and got radio direction and got back on course. I knew that, I was going west, so it didn't, I could have just headed west and I'd have been all right and then corrected it in more detail.
Because the Rocky Mountains are still a ways, right? So
yeah, I wasn't over Dallas yet, and that's pretty flat. So anyway, it was a close call. You come out of the clouds that close to the forest and realize that if you hadn't been lucky enough to notice it, I should have caught it right away. But it was a little bit, there was a little time lapse before I caught both the irregularities in direction and in inclination. So it was exciting at the time, and it was exciting when I landed, and particularly with a passenger. And I don't remember what our conversation was, how much of it she remembered, whether she really just didn't know what was going on or was napping. I don't remember now what she said about it.
But it was a memorable experience.
The responsibility was pretty awesome. But it was just luck that I got out of it. And there were a couple other times when I would be climbing to get over the mountains between New Mexico and Arizona. I remember once, it was not a fast, high-powered plane. It was maybe an SNJ trainer I was taking out. And I didn't have as much power as I thought I should. And as I approached the top of the mountain ridge, I realized I wasn't going to clear it.
Oh my goodness.
But I did. I just barely cleared it. And I think there have been a lot of accidents like that where pilots underestimate the lift that they have near the top of a mountain or ridge, because sometimes you get an updraft on the windward side, and whether that turns into a downdraft or you get into kind of a stale area, or depends on the terrain.
And if it's high altitude, your engine's not
that's
as powerful.
Right, you don't have as much power. So once or twice there were close calls like that.
So, I wanted to ask in particular, most of these fighters are tail draggers, right? So that when you're taxiing, you can't see which way you're going directly in front of you. You actually have to kind of, what do you call it? Zigzag to see what's in front of you.
Well, we did, now that you mention it, we did quite a bit of zigzagging, but I think I could see somewhat, I mean, you see over the cowling, and so your eye contact with the ground is quite a bit ahead of the plane.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, but it is contact, and you might zigzag if you weren't sure what you saw and you wanted to get a better look at it. But I don't remember that being always necessary. There was a time landing at one airport where they were doing construction work, and I misunderstood the tower, that whether it said go around or land short or what, but anyway, I didn't land short enough, so after I landed, I was rolling, and I could see that the runway ended.
Oh my goodness.
So I put on the brakes and nosed up. I could have just hit one rudder and gone sideways. Whether doing that I would have tipped over and damaged a wing, or whether I would have just spun around and stopped. So I don't know which actually would have been the best choice, because by nosing up I damaged the prop. But probably that was easier to fix than if I damaged the wing.
Oh, I guess so, yeah.
So, I mean, you can, if it takes time to fix the prop, you can put on a new one and a new engine and then inspect everything. But, so that was a matter of not being able to, well, should have been able to notice that the runway came to an abrupt end, but when I first landed, it was so far away, I didn't really think about it. And I guess I'd misunderstood the tower.
So the prop actually ended, it just dug the ground.
I nosed down.
And it came back, so.
It came back
Okay,
up, and I was able to taxi to the ramp.
Under power, it's just the engine pulling you, right? When you're taxiing.
Well, the prop had been bent. Now, wait a minute, maybe I was towed in. I can't remember the extent of damage to the prop. If it had been bent, I could have taxied in under power. If it had been bent too much, I couldn't, because it might fly off, or it might damage the plane in some other way, in which case they would have sent a tractor out to tow me in.
Yeah. Well, if we think of any other experiences, maybe we can.
Well, I mean, you know, there are all kinds of experiences, but those are the ones that in the Navy were you might say, memorable.
Well, if you have some others, we should just, maybe not right now. go back.
John D.
Where's the tray? Here?
Yes, sir. New York, you want to read that?
One.
Nutrition action.
On the tail, stop.
No, it's alcohol.
What'd you have, remember?
Yeah, but I haven't connected it.
Brand new.
I'm going ahead and getting some footage of each of the rooms.
Oh,
What is that?
this is a thank you letter from soldiers in,
Afghanistan or something?
we sent them a bunch of magazines. Robert, you see how that sending those magazines is appreciated?
Oh, wow. I'll read it out there when I bring the cute porch, apple cider.
So they like those National Geographics you sent them?
Yeah.
That's remarkable. I thought that was just
Books for soldiers. But this is the first one I received directly.
How about some crackers?
No, I just finished one. I don't know whether you could help me get my printer to work.
Robert's good at printing. Bill,
yeah.
tell Robert that Dad needs help on getting his printer.
Robert's bringing hot cider for everybody.
I don't know if it's hiding up there. It's warm.
Up straight. Give me the small one.
The red one, white one.
Right one. Thank you.
So your printer just won't print? Sometimes when you turn off a computer,
Yeah, I turned it off and back on again, but it still didn't work.
Mr. Braden,
Yes,
come sit with us.
yes. What?
Come sit with us.
I have to get this fax off to the dentist.
Oh, Dad needs help on the printer running.
Like you said,
Well, mine already pulled them all.
my high-tech company. Who's that? We'd like you to watch the sky change to darkness. Two orange juice.
Where's the printer?
And here's the connectors here. One is power, the other connects to the computer. And
Was it working before?
yeah, oh yeah, and once when it didn't work, I just unplugged it and plugged it back up again. And also it prints from here, from the flatbed, but the computer connection somehow doesn't do it. That's a USB port. That's, this is the one for the computer.
Maybe I'll put it in this port.
I think the cheese might be soft enough.
No, thanks.
Maybe not the crackers.
I'm full from, I'll try it on that one.
What time was your lunch?
Hey,
It's working?
I hope. It says it's printing. Just a minute. See what happens. Well, it says it's gonna print, but it hasn't.
Maybe the printer's warming up.
No, it's been on all afternoon. You just change USB ports? See, that's the one for the printer,
It doesn't matter.
and that's for black line to APC and tel type slot. But you put it in. So the back of that's okay?
Robert, why don't you unplug it and plug it back in?
No, the power,
Power is this, right?
yeah. No, I mean the power plug.
Since the light was on. Why? Your computer has a Ethernet connection. If you plug your Ethernet here, you might get it super fast. Have you ever tried that?
Well, it used to work for the one downstairs, but
Well, you don't use the antenna, you use the direct line.
Did it print?
I'll try again.
I'd fire some cheese.
Normally you get prompted as to the print setup.
Yeah, well, this has always worked, you know. I don't know, and it worked yesterday, and it worked on the flatbed. So I don't really know. I hate to waste everything I composed here.
You could save it.
Can you email it?
Try double, where's your mouse?
He doesn't use one.
Double click it.
Why does it go on
See,
and off
it
so
says print, but it doesn't actually print.
quick? I don't hear anything though.
No, there's something between here and there. It's not working.
What, Doc? So what, while you're sleeping, what do you think about things? Well, we have a few minutes before.
Yeah, maybe the first part of the program won't be very interesting.
No.
Lice can check it out.
So we were on our, I think we had ended in, before you had gone up to, no, actually, you were already flying around all over the place, weren't you?
When?
And where we ended, we did the aircraft carrier landing things in Michigan, right? And then you were flying back and forth, back and forth. Okay, what do you remember about VJ Day? Where were you in VJ Day? Any memory?
Maybe.
Nope. Pause this a second here. I was asking you about VJ Day, yeah?
VJ Day, I was in Detroit. That is, I was at the Grosse Isle Naval Air Station. And I think we all went into town, much as people did to Times Square in New York. I forget whether it was Grand Avenue near the GM building, or where it was. Can't.
Yeah.
Of not Sony, but in Japan, there's another big Japanese electronics company from Kyoto.
Kyoto. Oh,
Oh,
Omuro.
no,
Casio.
not Casio.
Kyoto. Kyocera.
Kyocera. Yeah, Kyocera.
Ceramics company.
Hmm?
Kyocera is a ceramics company.
Yeah,
Is it
well,
Omura?
the electronic ceramics.
Yeah. And Kyocera has a building, right? That's in
Yeah.
Tokyo, that's really nice.
I think I visited his factory and met him, but I can't remember exactly. No more for me,
Yeah,
thank
it's
you.
just to get rid
Not
of
for me.
bugs taking their own.
Yeah, I've had too much.
Spark the building, one little thing. So who's the most famous Japanese celebrity that you've ever met? Prime Minister or
Well, Takasaki became acting prime minister, and he was acting foreign minister, and he was active minister of trade and industry.
He survived. And when was he acting prime minister, in the sixties or fifties?
Well, when the prime minister was on a trip, then he stood in for him.
In the sixties or fifties?
I think it was late 50s maybe. But he also represented Japan at the meeting of the so-called non-aligned nations, which at the time were Indonesia, Malaysia, I think Burma. So he knew Nehru of India, he knew Sukarno of Indonesia, he knew Marcos of the Philippines, not Marcos, before that. Meg Saisai. Well, that was very good, Weiss. Thank you.
Yes.
And Robert, thank you for the wine.
What's on Charlie Rose tonight, Robert?
I don't know. Bill, do you know?
I don't know. So,
He doesn't usually say.